Hello everyone. So I finally got my hands on a PlayStation 5. Got it from Walmart, of all places. There was a big problem with bots just scooping them up the very microsecond that they were available on the site. But I was able to get one. And I did a lot of research, and this video is going to talk about the differences between Last of Us 1 on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, unpatched and latest patch. So let's get started here. Right now I'm doing this video. I'm starting this video on the PlayStation 4 version, just to show you some stuff, and then we'll switch over to PS5 and show you. But for starters, in case you don't know, I made a video apparently back in May showing off the differences between the unpatched version 1.00 and the latest patch 1.10. And everything in this video is still up to date. It shows off all the AI differences, there's some lighting differences and all that. And everything's still up to date. However, there is one thing that has changed because version 1.11 has come out. And I didn't make a video on it, but I'm going to show you real quick. You'll be able to see it right away. Normally, when you select a chapter from the main menu here, I am running this on the latest patch, by the way, real quick. No, don't delete. There we go. Version 1.11. As you know, I do my speedruns unpatched. You've seen enough examples to know exactly how that game is supposed to go. Loading screens and all. You guys are very aware of my speedruns because I've been doing them for so long. But you know how long it takes from the moment I just load in an area. You get a like 40-50 second loading screen, and then you're able to do the section. But version 1.11, watch this. This is on PS4. Boom. That's for everywhere. Let's try one more. Let's go hunt the deer. And it's already loaded in. I don't know how they were able to do it, but they did. On the latest patch on PS4, whether you're on a PS4 Pro or a standard PS4, loading screens and loading times are almost non-existent. The madmen, they actually did it. Finally. And I'm also pleased to report that, as you would expect, latest patch on the PlayStation 5 pretty much works exactly the same way as latest patch on PS4. Loading times are very quick. You got the screen resolution or frame rate priority that you get on the Pro if you are on a base PS4. You know, looks good, runs good. It's pretty much exactly the same thing. There are two differences though, and it's also the same thing for unpatched. Unpatched is quite different. I'll show you some examples. But for both unpatched and latest patch, for both consoles, there's two very big differences. And yeah, let me show you. Okay, so I'm going to pull up an old video of my 249.55, which was done on PlayStation 4 unpatched. And look how long the coal mine fight takes to load in. This is boring, isn't it? Just waiting and waiting and waiting. Looking at the timer, that took about 14 seconds to load in. And that, unfortunately, is typical. 14 seconds. Now, let me reference my patches video. This is the same for 1.11 as well. That's the latest patch. Look how long it takes to load in, just as a refresher in case you don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roughly 4 or 5 seconds. Yeah. Somewhere between 4 and 5 seconds. That's consistent too. Nice face. Oh God. So yeah. Now, lo and behold, we are on PlayStation 5 now. And just for convenience of making this video, I am running this I am showing what I'm about to show unpatched, because what I'm about to show you makes no difference unpatched versus latest patch. But you can run. When PS5 came out, I heard some conflicting things. You can unpatch games on PlayStation 5, same way you can on PS4. But all right, let's go. So here we go. I'm gonna start from here and hit the deer a second time.
Oh man.
Now again, recap, because I'm just getting a lot of questions lately about stuff and things. Unpatched PS4, this takes about 14 seconds to start. Latest patch PS4 takes about 4 seconds of loading screens. Now, what you're about to see is the same on both unpatched and latest patch on PS5. I don't need to show you both, you just gotta trust me on that.
What is this place?
We're gonna hop down here.
Oh, great. Everything's cool. This place is
Now watch
not creepy
this.
at all.
You ready?
Oh.
There is no loading screen. Isn't that awesome? Again, same for both, unpatched and latest patch. So unpatched, PS4 to PS5, that's 14 seconds saved. Latest patch, that would be 4 or 5 seconds saved. That's unbelievable. I don't even know why. Game recognizes the more powerful hardware, so it does something. I don't know. It makes no sense that it works on unpatched, but version 1.00. Isn't that just crazy? Now, the other spot that's a little different on PS5 is also in winter. It's at the David fight in the Todd's restaurant, whatever. So let's go there. Okay, so I'm going to reference another old video to show you all about the David fight, like actually fighting him. But first, let's show what the strat used to be. We would be running through the town, and I would take this route right here. Go under the tree, hang to the right, you get alerted, and that would empty the enemies out of this room, but I don't pick anything up. That's the important thing. And then, when you get in here to start the fight, I would do this restart encounter right here. That would be to avoid a glitch that causes David to spawn outside. And then the fight behaves normally. I have nothing, and David, you stab David 3 times. Now, if you haven't seen that before, if you haven't seen one of my runs, let's go to my appearance on Retro Replay with David himself, and I'll show you what that glitch actually is. So right here, just like before, you do that, and then you hop in, no restart encounter, and then this happens. Well, there's a bit of a strange side effect to going really, really fast there. We don't exactly know why this happens, but if I try and start the fight normally where David shows up, it doesn't trigger. And then David is just kind of stuck outside. There he is.
I'm invisible, Ellie. Look at me. I've got a raw bottle rocket and a gun.
What's he do? Is that a corn dog? What am I holding out there?
That's it's your revolver and machete. Oh, stepping over the plates, it's spooking him. But it's just the things he's holding that are like filled in.
I'm lining up.
Look at him, the Invisible Man.
Ah! I'm gonna shoot you, little girl. Ah.
Oh,
Ah.
that one hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you.
Good times. Good times. But yeah, that happens. But it turns out we can actually use that to our advantage. And I'll show you how with this clip right here. Let me go back a little bit. So we do this part right here a little bit differently. By the way, this is all on PlayStation 4. And that David spawning outside thing, yeah, that happens literally every single time I do this section normally and don't restart encounter when I hop in. There's no way to like prevent it normally. It's so weird. Okay. Back to this. We don't go under the tree. We go this way. We get the bottle, and we get alerted by the guy behind us, and that empties the enemies out of the next room. The strat behaves pretty much normally. That's just over 2 seconds slower getting the bottle. But what happens is, now we're going to hit the door, and we're going to get the David glitch. But the reason we picked up the bottle is this. So you do the thing, and then you restart and counter as soon as you can move her, and we wait approximately, that's close to 19 seconds for the fight to begin again. But as a result, you know, we stealth them once, we stab them, we're able to use the bottle. The game doesn't get rid of it in our inventory if we do the spawn outside thing and then restart and counter. You're able to keep a gun or a bottle, anything you carry in here, where otherwise if the fight started normally, the game just takes it away. And even though it's a 19-second loading screen, that getting the bottle and doing that is faster, because normally the second stab takes so long. You can just bottle him right away. That ends up being a lot faster. Now, again, the David spawning outside thing happens all the time. We used to be able to get around it with the restart and counter when you hop in, but then we realized we could use that to our the David spawning outside thing to our advantage. Now, what does it have to do with this? Here we go. We're on PlayStation 5. We just ran past everybody. I don't have a bottle with me. And again, this is the same for unpatched and latest patch, just like the coal mine fight. The fight behaves normally every single time. There is absolutely no way. Maybe someone else can get it, but I've tried it over and over and over, unpatched and latest patch. The fight will behave normally every single time. You don't need to restart and counter. You don't need to get the bottle. Now, I did the math. Unpatched. Yeah, it's 2 seconds slower getting the bottle, but a lot faster using the bottle in this fight. But not getting the bottle and not doing the restart and counter, having the fight start normally, is just about 3 seconds slower than the bottle strat. Only 3 seconds. So if we're talking unpatched, that's 14 seconds saved with the coal mine starting, and just a 3-second loss here. That's 10 or 11 seconds saved just by playing this unpatched on PlayStation 5. So if I do come back to this, that's 10 or 11 free seconds to save, because AI and everything else is pretty much the same. Latest patch, remember, the 1.11 cancels. Yeah, this is pretty important. If you are doing latest patch runs, remember, latest patch always cancels out all the loading screens now. So the strat would be to do this on PS4, get the David spawning outside thing with the bottle, you'd restart and counter, and that 19-second loading screen that I showed you, yeah, it's only about 2 or 3 seconds. So my point being is you can't get that here. So if you are doing latest patch speedruns for anything, whether it's any percent, glitchless, easy, grounded, whatever, you know, the bottle strat and David spawning outside is way faster on the latest patch. And since you can't get that here, I hate to say it, latest patch runs are going to be faster on PlayStation 4. But I'm still not convinced that I want to do latest patch runs, because well, for all the reasons listed in my patch difference video, which I showed you at the beginning. But yeah, I know there's a lot of information to take in, because we officially have like 4 things now. Unpatched PS4, latest patch PS4, unpatched PS5, latest patch PS5. But the 2 things I showed you, right, you have the patch differences video, but the 2 things I just showed you right here with the coal mine and the David fight, those are really the only two big differences with the Last of Us 1 campaign. Now, there is another big difference that I have to show you, because this is going to be the thing that maybe makes me not want to do unpatched PS5 runs. Let's just load up an area, specifically with water. Yeah, this is the new menuing. I love it. Again, just showing it off again. We're running unpatched right now. And repeating myself, I know. The David fight spawning outside, or the fight behaving normally, and the no loading screen on the coal mine fight is exactly the same on both patches.
That was intense.
What is not the same on both patches are some visual things. Let's take a look at some of them. Well, for one, this is throughout pretty much the entire game. Unpatched on PS5, the flashlight doesn't work.
Something in that boat over there.
You can see the aesthetic, you can see the light, but it's not shining on anything. And I've already tried shining this light on human enemies, and they do react to it. So it's not that the light is broken, the aesthetic is broken. It will not shine a light anywhere. You can see it's on, but nothing. That's like that throughout the entire game. So that's going to be tricky if you like accidentally have it on and you enter an area with humans. That could be bad. So there's that. Plus, there's another pretty big thing. All the water in the game is completely broken.
Keep your eyes
There's an
peeled.
example right there.
Way ahead of you, kid.
But let's look at some more. Look at this. Yeah. By the way, this is not the case on latest patch. The game runs perfectly fine on latest patch PS5. Pretty much the same as PS4, except for the two winter things I showed you. So this is just a PS5 unpatched exclusive. Let's make our way further inside, shall we?
Give me a hand with it. Come on.
I guess I should give a seizure warning. These are like strobe lights water throughout the entire game. Anywhere there's water.
Alright, you go in. Okay.
And some other lighting things as well. Some fire. Looks weird.
Hey, flashlight's out. Sam.
And the flashlight only shines on like select surfaces. Like the moss in here. But look at the water.
Which way?
Joel, we should see what's over here.
Look at it.
All right, we'll check this
You're
side
not
out.
normally able to see underneath here.
I'm not a fan of this place.
Me neither. You ain't got much of a choice.
Well said, Ellie.
There's like, I think there's a path up ahead.
Look at all this.
Right here.
And it's like this for literally every spot in the game that has water. Okay, Sam. Yeah. Let's go to a big body of water, shall we? The light, like, only wants to work in a few places, but, yeah.
Can we get out this
It
way?
looks like the electrified water and left behind. Wait, that's actually making me a little queasy.
Well, I can't swim.
That makes two of us.
Alright, Joel. How are we gonna
I don't know why it isn't like this on PS4, but it is on PS5. It's so weird. It looks like there's a lightning storm going on above.
Henry, give it a shot.
Alright, that's enough of an example. I think you get it. The dam, outside and the patrol, downtown, water and lighting is completely broken. However, if you can look past that, the water, the flashlight, some lighting things, unpatched PS5 is roughly 10 seconds faster than unpatched PS4 because of those two things in winter. So yeah. If I can't stand looking and dealing with these things, I'll go back to PS4. Yeah, unpatched PS5 or latest patch PS4 looks to be the two fastest things going for the campaign. Now, let's talk about Left Behind, because I have some bad news with Left Behind. Okay, so I'm going to rely on some my record and my most recent past broadcast to show you Left Behind. So this is on PS4, more specifically PS4 Pro with an SSD in it, which is what I've been using for the last close to 2 years now. The 1 point, I had a really good record, 519.5, I think it was, and 519.47 more specifically. But then the 1.11 patch came out, and it turns out the loading screen at the very end of the game, after the final fight, was 2 seconds faster. So I went back and got a better time, 517.8, which never would have been possible if not for the latest patch, the new patch. But notice the times. Look at the times where everything spawns in. So this is my record on PS4. 106 on the dot. Everything spawns in. And then the stuff spawns on the table at 117, almost 116.9 or something. Here, look. 117. Let's go 117. So the white background disappears at 106, and everything spawns in on the table at 117. With the equipment that I have on PS4, which is a PS4 Pro with SSD. This is on PS5. Watch this. $105. Everything fills in at 105. It should be over a second faster, right? Unfortunately, no. Watch this on the table. That's close to a 118 that it spawned in. Here, look again. Before it was 106, 107. Now it's 105 and 118, basically. I don't know how to explain why that happens. It's a second earlier on the white background disappearing, but it's a second later on the stuff spawning on the table. So that's already a second slower right there. I've tried everything. I tried over and over and over. I can't get PS5 to be faster. Also, this is a big one. This goes by pretty quickly, but this is my new PS5, and this is my current record. Watch. When I finish the fight, unload the area, and do the restart and counter, look at the time differences, because they match perfectly. Watch this. Isn't that weird? This is PS4, this is PS5. So not only is it a second slower in the store, it's, how much here? It's 3 seconds slower out here. So we're talking 4 seconds slower on PlayStation 5 than my PS4 Pro with SSD. So unless people can find workarounds or I just have an inferior model or something, that's some really unfortunate news. Because I was kind of hoping for really improved times so I could lower my time even more. That's with the latest patch and everything. That's a mind-boggler for me. So Left Behind any percent? Do it on your PS4. Maybe it's faster than a base PS4. I'm not sure. A base PS4 is, you know, the PS4s that released in 2014 with the hard disk drive. Mine's a Pro with an SSD, so maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. But, yeah. What I do know for certain is PS4 Pro with SSD is faster than PS5 for Left Behind any percent. Left Behind glitchless, it really doesn't matter what hardware you have. At all, really. Just know that unpatched is better than latest patch, because there are no loading screens in that game at all. Yeah, as for Last of Us 2, I just got a record in LE%, the 21108. I noticed absolutely no differences whatsoever. The only thing I noticed is... hold on, let me bring it up. Okay, so here's my most recent record from yesterday. It was done on PlayStation 5. Now, a strat we do right away is we skip a cutscene that happens when you transition from this loading screen to the Naughty Dog and Sony logos. You have a very small frame window, like a quarter of a second, to hit pause and skip a cutscene. It's only there for like a quarter of a second. If you miss it, because we time runs with the in-game timer. Otherwise, if it was RTA, we'd just stay, the run starts after that. But no, we time it with in-game timer. So this skip matters. On PS4, I would normally time it as soon as all this goes away. Like right about, let me full screen it, right about now. But on PS5, that doesn't work. You need to time it. Hold on, let me go to my next attempt, which I get it. You need to time it right about now. You basically hit pause just a little bit earlier. The very frame you see a transition from loading screen to black screen. Boom. You hit pause. Now that's different from PS4. If I was on PS4, here, let me change the scene. If I was on PS4, the game gives you like a tiniest bit of extra time to get the pause. Like, you would want to time it a little later. If you do it too early, the game eats your input, and then you get the logos popping up. But on PS5, you actually want to hit it earlier. Now, and I don't think that's in my head either. I think that's literally the case. Because I heard some people say they couldn't get it, and then P-Dub came in my chat and was just like, you got to hit it earlier. And that worked. So I think there's a legitimate difference there. Unfortunately, with the loading screens, there's absolutely no difference between my PS4 Pro and the PS5 version. None whatsoever. We're going to be waiting on that patch. But yeah, there may be more examples in Part 1 and Part 2. Well, not with Part 2, but with Part 1, you know, I'll try some runs on latest patch, unpatched on PS5 in the coming months and document some differences, because I did only look at those sections. But yeah, so to recap, Left Behind any percent, PS4 I think is better. Unpatched PS5 is faster than unpatched PS4, but you got to deal with the lighting and the water bugs. Really bad. Latest patch speedruns in Part 1, I would honestly go with the PS4 because you can do the bottle thing in winter. Other than that, and the coal mine thing, it's pretty much identical. Faster loading times too when you load in an area. I also noticed something here. Let me mention it just in closing. Normally, we're doing unpatched. Yes, unpatched. I'm going to load in Financial District because I always do that to warm up. I notice it takes a good while to go into the next area, or for the section to load in. On PS4, maybe like 40 or 50 seconds. I normally just kind of like wait here for the section to load in so it doesn't like catch me by surprise when the area pops up. Basically what I'm saying is unpatched on PS5, I notice the areas load in just a little bit quicker. See that? We waited maybe 20 seconds there. 20 something seconds. Now that's nothing in comparison to the latest patches, like 2 or 3 seconds. But I'm positive, unpatched on PS4, I wait a very long time. You can see some lighting issues there a little bit. See that? In the back there with the shadows. But yeah, did you notice the area loaded in just a little bit quicker than what we're used to unpatched on PS4? So latest patch, PS4 and PS5, loading times are basically the same, with the exception of those 2 spots in winter. But unpatched PS4, PS5, I think PS5 beats PS4 by just a little bit. How that affects the loading screens in the actual speed run, like some restart encounters take a little longer than others, I'll let you know, because I don't actually know yet. But yeah, minor differences. I had to point out a lot of like very small things, because there's nothing, besides winter, there's nothing drastic. You got the visual bugs. An unpatched run of PS5 will be interesting. Yeah. But even if I get this in Games Done Quicker ESA again, I'm probably going to just run it on PS4 because, I don't know, it would just be too weird with all the visual bugs, the flashlight, the water, and everything. But yeah, that is PS4, PS5, and patch differences for Last of Us 1, Left Behind, and Part 2. If I got to update this video, I will. Hopefully Naughty Dog puts out a... I don't think they'll put out a patch for Part 1, but hopefully a Part 2 patch is coming. Frame rates, loading screens, something that makes it a big difference compared to PS4. Yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Alright, see you guys. Bye.